Greetings, this is your host, Mr. V, and today I'll be reviewing my copy of JawBreakers. That's backwards what I showed to the camera. Okay, so this book's written by Richard Meyer, or Diversity in Comics as he was formerly known as. Comics Matter, with your boy Zach. Anyway, the cover is done by Ethan Van Sciver. It's really good. Looks like it shows you it even if it's backwards. Now, two things I'm going to go off. Right off the bat, cover is good. When I first read this, my hands were actually sweaty because I just got off work. And I touched the internal pages and the outside pages. No ink on my hand. So, good job on that. John Mayland does the, line art, and coloring is done by Brett Smith. And lettering done by Eric Weathers in the first story, and I'll mostly go over that. So the first story, we're thrown right into the middle, or no, right at the end of one of their adventures. They kill some monster, piercing it through the Eiffel Tower, and the people of France aren't really appreciating that, so they have to run away. So they're running away, and there's actually this joke I thought was kind of funny, which I'm not sure if I should find it funny or not. Richard Meyer's a pretty funny person, so I like most of his comedy. It's like when they're jumping in the water, like he acts his cuffs. That's his version of, it's called Power Man, or Luke Cage, I guess. And he says, you know how to swim? He's like, why are you asking me, not the others? You racist ass mother. You racist ass balcony skin mother. And they fall in the water. And I was like, that's kind of funny. And I remember telling this, like, why people think black people can't swim is because, it's the whole thing. It doesn't really matter. It's not really relevant. It's like a bunch of black people drowned while trying to escape from slavery. I'm like, should I find that funny? Well, I do, so too late. Anyway, so you get introduced to the rest of introduced to the rest of the team throughout it, and you start figuring out their powers. The first person you meet, their handler, Kill Switch. He's like he pretty much lines up jobs for them, where they kill monsters or go after people. They're like pretty much superior mercenaries. And so, skipping a bit ahead, they're driving through the forest here, and then, I think Cuffs realizes that it got a lot warmer about a click back, and then they hear, they hear tremors like a heartbeat, and boom, they're falling off the monster right there. So they went from his back to his shoulder like that. So that's kind of weird. I don't know. It's still a pretty dynamic shot, so who am I to complain? So Silkworm pretty much has Spider-Man's powers. So he's making parachutes and paragliders and all that. And this is another joke I thought it was dumb at first, and I found myself laughing. Cuff's pretty much still on the ape's shoulder, and he says, I'm about to rock this fool with the power of 1,000 slaves, and he punches out his eye. Then Silkworm tells him, stop saying that, you have no idea where your power comes from, stop guessing. And then Dial hits Hellpriest, and yeah. More hijinks ensue, and knife hands? Wow, that is a deep, I'm not sure because the camera quality is not great. That's Knife Hands cutting his foot. That is a deep cut. I know he's Power Fist of this, not Power Fist, Iron Fist of the world, but still, that's a deep cut. So I'm going to jump ahead a bit. This first story is really good. It has two things I don't like. I'm going to get to those as soon as I find them. One thing is actually something wrong with the quality of the... Oh yeah, three things I mean now. One, they beat the ape monster way too quickly, I think. I don't know, I thought maybe it should put up a bigger fight. They're like, okay, we got this thing down, we got it tied up, let's cut out his heart. And then Knife Hands cuts it, and like jewels and crap falls out. Sorry about that plane, I'm gonna wait a minute. Sorry about that. I live near an airport. Anyway, second thing, this page. Now, I'm not sure. Now, my camera's blur as all hell, so you're probably having a hard time telling. But the words are out of focus. Yeah, okay. Me holding it close to the camera is not helping. I just got a correct camera on my computer. Okay, so the words are unfocused. It's like this for like 3 separate pages. And they like meet some voodoo priests who, like, this guy's actually pretty funny. But yeah, let's see. Then we're gonna learn up. Not that part. Oh wait, kind of this part. You see how this page here, that one, this one. God's sake, this one. You kind of see how Hell Priest's powers work. He sees their souls, even though no one, even if it's blocked by magic, which I thought was pretty interesting. So then, here's another funny part: the warlords being up at like his second in command, but he's like, today, why didn't you figure this out and this? And like the guy keeps explaining it away. He's like, okay, fine, you're making too much sense for me being angry at you. So he's, and like Zashi or Zana, I don't know how to say her name. Xaxi, however you say her name. She eventually comes back to the warlord who's helping them. There's one other thing. Oh, there's a few things. First off, yeah, here's another thing I don't like. So, Cups and Zashi or Zana or whatever, pretty much just meet, and they're like kind of in love. I'm like, okay, a little romantic plot, whatever, that's fine, that's cool. But still, like I found that dialogue a bit weird. It's like, I don't deserve this, no one does. He's like, you're darn right you don't deserve this. You met her like, what, 4 hours ago? I'm not sure how long the drive was. Since it was nighttime, and then it became daytime, so I'm guessing a couple hours. You know, and what, she's double-crossed you in those hours that you've known her, so you're darn right she doesn't deserve you, or at least doesn't deserve forgiveness. Anyway, but she kind of redeems herself a little later on. She tries like taking down the warlord, and like she stabs him through the chest, but that's not enough. And then they have this amazing double page spread. This is everything a double page spread should be. Dynamic, showing everything. It's great. I'd buy this book for this scene alone. Not kidding. That's how the ape has to go through a portal since he's a transdimensional crosser or something. And like, you know, giant ape starts picking up a phone pole and starts swinging around, people running left and right. Then, yeah. So, just going to skip ahead to the end. Their pilot skill switch wipes out the last of the mercenaries. Then they have a toast to Zashi. Then, Silkworm steps aside and looks at a picture of who I presume is his wife. Could be his daughter, but according to your boy Zach's origin of Silkworm, which I remember most of it, it's what's called, I think she took his daughter from him when she was really young, and this woman in this last picture of the first book looks around the same age as him, so I'm gonna guess that's his wife. Anyway, so that's the first book. The second book, or JawBreakers Book 1 Remastered, which I will be honest, Hell Priest is my favorite character. The blind sniper that sees souls. That's awesome. Anyway, so they're going after this this warlord that's in the Congo, kidnapping girls, selling them to, I don't know, an international slave trade and all that. And pretty much Hellpriest starts reading the Bible, and like it's like, wait, we didn't do any of that stuff. It's like, wait, isn't this 12460 Victoria Cross Highway? He's like, no, this is 42620 Victoria Cross Highway. He's like, oh, sorry, I'm blind, you know. And he walks away. Then like they reports like, he's like, oh yeah, it was just some blind guy. He's like, then the boss is like, what? Some blind guy? Who the hell was that? Go find him. And then like they start raiding it. And I got a question about if your boy Zach finds this video. I got a question. How Knife Hand's powers, each time he uses it, the more he uses it, his ninja tribe can find him. How come they weren't able to find him when he was in the South Africa, or not South Africa, in Africa, playing the giant ape? I'm gonna skip ahead. So they take down this base. Silkworm meets his daughter. His daughter's named Autumn Jane, or Replicator. Sorry about all the background noise. And oh yeah, here's another thing I don't like. This like Cuff's face in this. I'm like, does he just look like that without sunglasses? Because like, page here, he looks okay. Then like this, I'm like, what? Dang it. This, I'm like, what the heck's wrong with him? So pretty much gonna skip ahead. They find this guy called God King. The God King's like their version of Frank Richards, and pretty much right off the bat when they set foot there. Who's it that dies? The one who kind of reminds me of Deadpool with no powers though. No, not it. What's his name? Oh god, it's gonna be bugging me for like. I'm just gonna look it up. I have the book right here. It's here. Devil Dog. That's it. Which I'm not sure what. I guess I'm not 100% sure what he's supposed to be. So they're trying to find this God King guy because he's kind of pacified the entire people of New York, and he's pretty much wiping out all those superheroes. So then Knife Hand kind of plays his hand when like they walk into a minefield. Then Silkworm tells them to break this thing, so it will summon this ninja tribe. The ninja tribe jump out. They walk into the minefield. They all get killed. Then Knife Hand pretty much just walks away. And Hellpriest is why he's my favorite. Everyone says, "You son of you SOB, you're gonna walk away just like this." And he's like, cool. He's like, if you think what your powers, you can take me, you're more than welcome to try. He's like, I never back down from a fight. I'm not starting now. Then he's just pretty much charges them, but then Knife Hands just leaves. And then they find this guy called Chalk, who's a criminal lord. This Dr. Doom guy called Dr. Man. Kind of a lame name, but whatever. They can't all be great. Then again, so is Dr. Doom. Then they find like this kind of adapting android or something. I'm not 100% sure what this guy is supposed to represent. There are like a lot of robots in comic books, so this could be literally a dozen different characters. This the Totalizer. So then they find that Doctor Strange took off. He's killed. And then this astral plane, and he Silkworm pretty much meets his wife and like a bunch of people he's killed, and he tells the people he killed like, I'd do it again for free. He's like fighting them off. Then he meets his wife. His wife tells him, he's like, I'll never forgive you what you did. Then when his daughters get killed, he pretty much punches this guy so hard it snaps his neck. Brutal. And yeah, and it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, which I guess this is new, which is going to be his new Indiegogo later. So like, there's an interesting little thing here. When they're fighting this guy called Chalk, the Crime King, Hellpriest just recognizes him, punches him immediately. Then like the people there start crying, and like, because they haven't seen violence in so long, they're pretty much pacified to it. They don't know how to react, and they says, you have to hug me. He's like, I'm not hugging you. He's like, do it or you'll attract him. So he hugs him. He's like, just do it for a little longer, then we can leave. Now I think most people aren't even able to think for themselves, but the ones who can are kept in like line, I think. Yeah, so that's how it goes. So there was another thing I wanted to, not that. I remember Silkworm and his daughter Amber, or Accelerizer, or whatever her name is, story arc. It kind of reminds me of Deadpool's story arc. Now, Greg Dugan did this run called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's pretty much a famous Deadpool arc, and it's famous for two reasons. One, gives Deadpool's character a lot of depth. Two, it's a really good arc. Anyway, the arc following that, I can't remember its name, but pretty much Deadpool meets his daughter, who he never knew he met, and he like first tries to deny it and pretend he's not her father and all that, but eventually comes around to the thought, like he tries acting a bit like a father, but it never really works out since Deadpool's Deadpool. Anyway, so the comic JawBreakers. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. This is a would buy again, would recommend, and I'm gonna give this to my friend later so he can read this for himself. Alright, this has been your host, Mysterious Mr. E, and two things. One, tell me what you think of my new mask. I really like it. And like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.